Greetings and welcome. I'm Dr. Troy Podell, your host for this very special edition of the Career Cafe. I'm here with Mark Shouldis of Automotive Training Center. Mark, welcome and thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Dr. Podell.
So, Mark, please tell us, what is Automotive Training Center?
Automotive Training Center is a post-secondary technical school. It's a school that you attend after you graduate high school, and it is for people that want to have a career in the automotive industry as a technician. Either in basic automotive, we have high performance, we have diesel, we have collision, and our Warminster campus also has marine technology or boats. It's basically a place to go to prepare to get your certifications to have a career working in the automotive industry as a technician.
And who should be interested in attending an ATC?
First and foremost, let me just say the only requirement to go to our school is to get your high school diploma. We do not look at grades or SAT scores. We do not pre-test you on automotive knowledge. So if you have an interest in cars but you don't attend technical school or you've never worked on a car, this is still something you could pursue. The only thing we ask is that you take a tour when you are a senior. If you demonstrate on that tour that you're going to take your education seriously, as soon as you graduate high school and get that high school diploma, you can start. Anyone who finds themselves in class not really liking the sitting and listening, we are for people who want to do hands-on learning. We're for the hands-on learners. We're for the people who do better. If you hand it to them, they get to move around, they get to work. We are for people who have an interest in computers, because the automotive industry is moving so far to computers, it's ridiculous. There's more computers in a car today than NASA used to land us on the moon. We are for people who have an art interest in collision. Automotive painting is an excellent way to use art skills. We are for people who watch the Fast and Furious movies and say, hey, those cars are pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
We have a high performance program. We're really for anyone who has an interest in cars, thinks that this may be something they would want to do as a career. We will help you figure out which aspect of the automotive industry might be good for you. But if you bring skills, not necessarily automotive related, but computer related, art related, you're hands-on, that's the type of person we are looking for.
And what are the career prospects for a graduate from ATC? When they come out, and where can they go?
Before they come out, first of all, our program takes less than 2 years to finish. So if you start our program right out of high school, you're starting at 18 years old, you're ready for a full-time job at 19 years old. Our programs average 15 to 19 months.
Oh, wow.
Okay. We like to have our students working in the automotive industry while they're going to school. You only go to school with us 7:30 to 1:30 Monday through Friday. It's only a half day. Most of our students actually go to a part-time automotive job after they're done at ATC for the day.
So you're building experience while you're learning.
We have an excellent career services department. Our main goal is to help you start your career, but we want you to start that before you even graduate. We work closely with the Automobile Dealers Association of Greater Philadelphia, which is all the car and truck dealerships you pass every day. They're all part of the same organization. That's 190 car and truck dealerships who are all looking for technicians. They call us and they say, who do you recommend? We recommend our students. We have students that go and work in the body shops at these service departments. We have students who go and work in the lube department. If in your very first class you demonstrate to the instructors at ATC that you're taking this seriously, we will start promoting you for a job. We post jobs every day. We have more jobs posted than we have students to fill.
I was about to say, it's a negative unemployment industry.
It's a great problem to have when you're looking for a job where there are more jobs than there are people to fill them.
Yeah.
If you take the initiative at ATC to say, I do want to work, our career services department will help you arrange the interview, prep you for that interview. The only thing we can't do is interview for you. We will actually bring employers to the campus. Our diesel program, for example, last year had 100% placement.
Wow.
Because there are so many opportunities. The diesel employers were actually coming to our campus recruiting our students right out of the classroom because there's not enough qualified technicians and they wanted to get our students to consider working for them.
So the employer is competing for the employee and not the other way around.
Exactly. And the number one thing that's going to get you a job, first question we get asked is, do they show up every day? What's their attendance? Not how are they in the shop, not how much do they know about automotive, is do they show up every day? Your attendance, number one, and your familiarity with computers is number two. Because computers have taken over the automotive industry, there's a lot of older technicians who are leaving the industry. High school students, you have tried to explain technology to someone older than yourself and you want to pull your hair out by the time you're done. All those older technicians, they don't want to work on a car that they have to hook up to a computer. they're leaving the industry, creating this void, this need for technicians. If you're good with the computer and you're at ATC and you're taking your education seriously and you're showing up every day, that's what we look for.
Now, there's a lot of stuff I'm reading in the press generally about the automotive industry and sort of the direction that it's heading. And you and I have had conversations offline about sort of the high-tech component of the automotive industry and how artificial intelligence is
Yes.
getting into the game and all that. So for our viewers who may be like more technologically inclined, what do you see on the horizon? What cool stuff is in development?
Well, in our presentation now, I go out and I do classroom presentations, and the two cars that we're featuring right now, one is from Toyota, and you know Alexa, you know Siri. Toyota is creating Yui. Yui is basically, imagine riding around in your Siri device. Your car is actually artificial intelligence. The car learns where you go. Well, first of all, it's self-driving. Okay, so you get in the car, you tell the car where you want to go.
Well, and that's huge because the number one source of accidents is driver error.
Driver error. People are afraid that cars are going to make mistakes. People make mistakes every day driving. So the car does all the driving. So you tell the car where you want to go. If the car starts to develop a pattern, the next time you get in, it'll go, hey, it's 2:30. You go home every day at this time. Would you like me to take you home? Or it'll say, hey, online, you have a work schedule that says you're supposed to be at work. Would you like me to take you to work? Take it one step further. It listens to your conversations in the car. If it heard you talking about Angelina Jolie on a Friday night, you get in and it may say, I heard you mentioning Angelina Jolie. Would you like to go see the new Angelina Jolie movie? Or these restaurants you've been to, there's another restaurant we think you would like. It's artificial intelligence that not only takes directions from you, but learns from you, from the people in the car, starts making decisions and recommendations based on what it thinks you want. Now that's Toyota's concept. Okay, and that's why computers are so important. Mercedes-Benz is working on a concept to eliminate smog and traffic and noise pollution in cities. It's called the Urbanetic. Imagine taking a car where the actual vehicle are the wheels, the transmission, and the engine. Now it's an electric car, clean energy, self-driving. Now imagine that car is self-driving and it's got a truck on top full of apples or something. When they get the apples where they're going, they're not going to take the apples out of the car. What they're going to do is they're going to remove the entire top half of the vehicle. So the vehicle is actually only the bottom half, and it can be any number of vehicles in a given day. So a city during rush hour can make all of these vehicles people movers. After rush hour, they take all the people movers off the bottom, they put cargo or something else on top, and then they move goods and services around in the middle of the night. Because it's silent, you can have trucks delivering things, you won't keep anybody awake, it's clean energy, but it's basically a living transformer. It's a car that can be any number of vehicles in the same day. For someone who's involved in computers right now, that is one aspect. Another thing is cybersecurity in automobiles. Nobody ever considered that someone could hack your car by going through your entertainment system. That was unheard of before. Now cars are so computerized, no one considered to put a firewall between the radio and the steering. So anybody who's involved in computers, we want you in automotive. We need you, basically.
Mark, for the student that has thought about the four-year college as a path that's maybe not for them,
Okay.
right? What do you say to them in a typical first interaction? Why should they consider ATC?
Well, the first thing I say is if you don't like sitting and taking notes, which is generally the college, university environment, there's nothing wrong with you.
Right.
Everybody has a different learning style. Some people sit and take notes, and that's fantastic. Other people, it's the absolute worst way to learn. So the first thing you need to understand is there's nothing wrong with you. If you find yourself interested in doing hands-on type things, if you find yourself not interested in the day-to-day academics of a high school classroom, the English, some of the math, the science, there are schools out there like ATC where you don't take the gen eds. See, we're not offering a degree. We're offering a diploma program to prepare you for certifications. Therefore, our program is 100% technical. Every class you're taking is about automotive.
The thing you're interested in.
You're not taking a philosophy class, you're not taking an English writing class, you have math, but you have math in what applies to automotive only, not math just for the sake of math.
So if I'm a student that's going to your campus, I'm never going to have to wonder, when am I going to use this in my professional life?
I say that in my presentation all the time. You sit in class and you say, when am I ever going to use this? We want to teach you what you need to know to be successful as an automotive technician. You don't have to wonder. Another thing I will say is, the number one thing you need to ask yourself when you're looking at going to school is not where are you going to go to school, it's what are you going to go to school for. The message, there's a lot of people going to school right now, going to very good schools, getting very good degrees, getting an excellent education, who unfortunately are going to be very well-educated, unemployed people.
Right.
Because they did not know before they went to school that what they were going to school for, there are no jobs. Your question is, what are you interested in? Will there be jobs if I go to school for that? Because if there are jobs for what you go to school for, you turn your education into opportunity, you turn your education into employment, and everything works the way it should. You go to school for something where there are no jobs, you could be the best in the world at what you do, and you run the risk of being unemployed. And right now, automotive, if it's something you're interested in, we have more jobs than we have people to fill those jobs. So when I say go to school for something where there are jobs, for this generation, for your generation, the computer literate generation, automotive has tons of opportunity. Now, we look for students who we think are going to be successful in that they actually want to make it their career. You don't have to come in with previous experience, but we do want to get a sense that you actually are going to take your education seriously and want to turn it into an automotive-related job.
Mark, we've got folks that are watching right now that are excited to find out more about ATC. How do they get in touch with you?
Okay, the best thing to do, well, they can go to our website, www.autotraining.edu, and there's a way to request a campus tour. What I would recommend...
And you're in Exton and
we have 2 locations. We are not national. We are family-owned and operated. Let me just
Sure.
get this, by the way. Our students love going to our school, and here's how I can make that statement real quick. There was a student who went to Automotive Training Center, loved the school so much, he came back to be a teacher, and then loved the school so much he put the money together with his family. Him and his family bought the school. We're actually owned by a graduate of Automotive Training Center. Somebody who went to school there loved it so much. So just keep that in mind.
That's awesome.
Now, if you think it's something you want to look at, what I would recommend doing is you can either go to our website and get information that way. A more direct way would be my contact information I will leave with you. What I would love is any interested student to reach out to me through email. Just let me know, hey, I'm interested, here's how you can contact me, and I will make sure that a enrollment person at one of the campuses reaches out to you directly. That is the best way to do it. It basically streamlines the process. If you're interested, let your guidance department know. Say, I'm interested, they have my contact information. Just email me your information and then what you want to know, and we will set up. But if you want to get more information on your own, you can go to our website, www.autotraining.edu.
And we'll have both of those up in a graphic for folks
Awesome.
watching. The
Awesome.
Magic of video production.
Awesome.
Mark, I conclude all of our interviews this way, and I'm curious your thoughts about this, because I
Okay.
know you personally have had a very professional background, which I love, and I have too, right?
Okay.
You've got 17-year-old Mark Shouldis by the shoulders.
Okay.
What do you say to him?
What do I say to him? I say, going to school is to figure out what you're going to do for a career, not necessarily just to have a good time. So really think about what you want to do. I went to school to be a teacher. Now, I ended up being a preschool teacher. I went to school for elementary education. I ended up being a preschool teacher. Loved it. But ultimately, I stopped doing that and started doing this type of work. I'm also an artist. I would tell him, you've got tons of opportunity to pursue your art, but you want to have a career that will also pay the bills. But the number one message to 17-year-old Mark Shouldis is, you can do anything you want to do, but you want to make sure that you prepare yourself for a career where you're actually going to have opportunity. That's the number one thing. If I could go back again, I don't know if I would go to school for education. I might go to school for something else based on long-term career goals. Is that really?
That's beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing that, Mark.
Yep.
And that'll about do it for us today on this
Great.
very special edition of the Career Cafe. Thank you so very much for being with us,
Thank you for having me.
and have a wonderful rest of your day.